rights are just that, rights that we as people deserve because we are all children of God. During the Civil Rights Revolution of the 60s, people were oppressed but still able to keep their faith and hope in God, and their faith paid off. Today, we celebrate the evidence of that faith by seeing the first African-American president elected to office, as well as the ever-changing and diverse makeup of families throughout the United States. Although these children were not alive during those terrible times, it is good to study the mistakes of the past that we will never be repeated in the future.
Can you kindly repeat the bread?
Not yet.
Excuse me?
You can get out that door, go around the corner to another store. We don't sell your kind around here.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go out scared.
Yeah.
Who's this scary?
You know what the Lord says? He'll give us our daily bread all the time.
After the Civil Rights Movement of the 1960s succeeded in providing African Americans with increased access to public facilities and accommodations, businesses owned by whites were also driven to provide more equitable access and service to black customers. Economic boycotts of white businesses were again a potent weapon to initiate change, underscoring the green power of black consumer market.
I came to apply for a job.
Yes, what do you need?
I've heard you have jobs available. I'd like to apply for them.
We don't have any jobs. I gave away my last job last week.
But you just told that man right there that you have plenty of jobs.
You heard what I said.
Let's just leave.
That's okay. The Lord will help me find a job because I have faith in Him.
Hi, you look nice today.
I came for a job, Gabby.
Yeah, really? Thanks.
Long after the U.S. Civil War, many African Americans were still looking for work and working in low-paying jobs that required few skills and had no opportunities for advancement. They faced discrimination in education and the workplace that limited their progress. The Civil Rights Movement helped transform the place of African Americans in the economy. The South had historically been the most economically deprived region of the United States. Though not all economic goals were met, American society changed radically as a result of the Civil Rights Movement. The impoverished, feudalistic South gradually faded away as the region came into a fuller partnership with the rest of the states economically, politically, and socially. African-American politician Jesse Jackson observed that only an integrated Atlanta could have acquired the headquarters of Cable News Network, or CNN, and be chosen to host the Olympic Games. African Americans started returning to the southern states, bringing with them business and professional skills. After the movement, more and more African Americans enjoyed business success, becoming doctors, lawyers, and other professionals, and working in and rising to executive positions in businesses that have once been dominated by white Americans. For example, during the early 21st century, the chief executive officer position at several prominent companies was held by an African American. Kenneth I. Chenault at American Express in 2001, John W. Thompson at Symantec in 1999, and Richard D. Parsons at Time Warner from 2002 to 2007. Oprah Winfrey, a talk show host, became owner of her own media company and one of the richest people in the United States. 1954, decision Brown versus Board of Education, the Supreme Court ruled segregation unconstitutional, thus desegregating public schools nationwide. This decision reversed the Supreme Court's 1896 ruling supporting the traditional concept of separate but equal facilities. However, there was much resistance to the desegregation of public schools, and the full implementation of desegregation in Kentucky schools took many years. In the first days of school in 1956 in Sturgis, Kentucky, 10 black students attempted to attend the all-white high school. Turned back by a jeering mob, they appealed to Governor A.B. Chandler, who called out the National Guard. The Guard held back the crowd, and the next morning, as 9 black students entered school. On August 28, 1963, a march was conducted on Washington for jobs and freedom. It was a collaborative effort of all the major civil rights organizations, the more progressive wing of the labor movement, and other liberal organizations. The march had 6 official goals. 1, meaningful civil rights laws. 2, a massive federal works program. 3, full and fair employment. 4, decent housing. 5, the right to vote. And 6, adequate integrated education. Of these, the march's major focus was on the passage of the civil rights laws that the Kentucky administration had promised after the upheavals in Birmingham. An estimated 200,000 to 300,000 demonstrators gathered in front of the Lincoln Memorial, where King delivered his famous I Have a Dream speech. After the march, King and other civil rights leaders met with President Kennedy at the White House. While the Kennedy administration appeared sincerely committed to passing the bill, it was not clear that it had the votes in Congress to do it. But when President Kennedy was assassinated on November 22, 1963, the new president, Lyndon Johnson, decided to use his influence in Congress to bring about much of Kennedy's legislation agenda. On July 2, 1964, President Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act of 1964 that banned discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin in employment practices and public accommodation.